The trick with getting a really good, like, fun.
Okay, so today I am wearing my most favorite and most...
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here with another video. I love using my hair here. I just think it really opens up everything.
So the first thing that I'm going to be doing here is starting at her root area. As you guys can see, she's got a lot of yellow and a lot of banding in her root area. So we're going to take care of that today. Last time she was here, we did like an all over bleach and all over highlight. It was like a really big color and I didn't want to push her hair more than what it would go. She still had quite a bit of yellow in her hair though, so we brought her back about a week and a half later, and this is where we're starting at today. What I'm going to be doing here is I've got Scorch Cough Blonde Me with 20 volume, and then I'm going to be going through her ends with 7 volume and just picking out any yellow pieces that I see. So right here I'm just going to be doing her root area just like an all over color, and then like I said, I'm going to go through and find her yellow pieces that are throughout the bottom of her hair and pick those out and put those in foils, and then we'll pick up from there. So I want to talk a little bit about placement here. She's got a lot of yellow banding right at her root area because her natural level is a level 3, no kidding. It's really, really dark, so she had a lot of banding, a lot of yellowness, so I'm basically just touching on that yellow banding because of how yellow it is. I know that it's not going to lift super fast because of how dark it is, so I'm not afraid to touch on that banding a little bit. Typically with a client that's lighter than this, I wouldn't overlap banding too much because bleach swells as it processes, so I wouldn't usually do this technique, but because of how yellow her hair is, I need the bleach to touch that as much as possible. So even though it is going to swell a little bit, it probably wouldn't swell enough to cover all of the banding as far as ultimate coverage. So that is why I am dragging my bleach up a little bit more than I usually would, just making sure all of that yellow is being knocked out, and then also just making sure I'm saturating, taking 1/2 inch sections the entire way. So this is what she looks like all foiled up. Again, I just kind of picked out the parts where I felt like were really yellow that kind of needed a little bit of extra lifting. Again, I'm only using 7 volumes, so it's not going to touch her too much. I think it's just going to be the perfect amount to be able to grab some of that yellow. So while the back is processing, the front's been processing long enough that I'm going to start taking those foils out and making sure that her hair isn't over processing. So that's what I'm doing here. Alright, so now we've got her all rinsed out. All of her blondes were processed enough to where I felt like we could just kind of get away with doing a bleach wash. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. Rinsing out all of the bleach that's in her hair. And then what I'm going to do is get some shampoo and put it in her hair. And then I'm going to take some bleach that's left over from my bowl and put that all throughout her head, just to get any of that existing toner that's still in her hair from last time out, so that way I can have an even blank canvas to work with. So I let that bleach wash set for about 5 minutes before I rinsed it out, and then now I'm going to be just rinsing her and putting shampoo and conditioner in her hair to wash her hair really well. And then we're going to take her back and start putting on the fashion color. So right here, I'm just going to be blow drying her hair. Some fashion colors you can put on when the hair is wet, like Shades EQ, if you have a fashion color in that. The brand that I'm going to be using today is Pulp Riot in the color Mercury and Velvet. So I always like to make sure that my hair is dry before I put that on, just because I feel like it'll take a lot better and a little bit more even. So she's completely dry here, and I'm just going to start by putting on the fashion color. I've tea parted her out, so I'm basically just going to be putting this on exactly like an all over color. The thing with fashion color too, right after you bleach out a client like this, is the hair is going to suck up every ounce of color. So you got to make sure that it's really, really saturated, making sure that you're taking really small sections. So I've got all those sections up top all colored, but as you can see, I'm putting a little bit of a more vibrant, darker purple on her bottom because it still isn't quite as blonde as I'm wanting it to be to get that lilac silver look. So I'm putting on a little bit more of a lavender, more pigmented purple on her bottom, because I know that if I put something lighter on it, it's not going to take very well and it won't be very even. So what I'm going to be doing is putting this color on the bottom layers of her hair, and then I'm also going to go over when I'm done on the rest of her hair and really coat it with this more vibrant purple. Okay, and here is the end result. We are super in love with this. She wanted something a little bit different, more silver, lavenderish, and this is what we've got. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.